Very tough stance on electoral crimes this year. They say those arrested for election-related offences face severe penalties if they are found guilty of doing anything. This could include a lengthy jail term and hefty fines as well. Let's now talk to the National Police Commissioner, General Riah Phiyega, who joins us here at the National Results Operations Centre in Pretoria. General, thanks for being with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Leanne, and good morning to you and the viewers.
Well, I mean, we just had some of the youth, the youngsters there in Kuruman saying that they're going to disrupt the elections. There's going to be absolutely no voting in Kuruman because they're just completely dissatisfied with the way that they live. What happens in an instance like this?
I think first and foremost, Leanne, is to say to the citizens, voting is an individual matter. Nobody can come with a blanket notion that they're going to stop an old mama who wants to go and vote. If she chooses not to vote, that is her individual choice. But ordinarily, people who are coming with such blanket statements as those youths in Kuruman, I want to say to them, indeed it is wrong. They should individually decide whether they want to vote or not. But ordinarily, I want to say to the citizens, we as the police are there to ensure that they are secured, they are safe, and they peacefully exercise their constitutionally given right to vote.
Yeah.
If people commit those type of activities where they incite, where they intimidate, those are election crimes. And you know our business is dealing with crime.
Yeah.
We will enforce the law as police, and indeed we will arrest them.
Let's look at some of the hotspots, because we actually put a map up, which was quite interesting, on the screen just a few minutes ago, just showing exactly where those troubled areas are in South Africa. What's going to happen there? Are you going to especially deploy more officers into, for instance, Malumulele, Bekkersdal, Marikana, Boitemalong? Is this all going to happen?
Yeah. Look, planning for the elections takes a long time.
Yeah.
We've done our job. We've assessed, the entire landscape. We've looked at areas that, are having intensified threats. And this is why when we were doing the walkabouts with the ministers of the Justice and Security Cluster, we had identified, based on the threat assessments that we have done, certain areas as being hotspots. And in those areas, we deploy accordingly. So each deployment that you see is informed by that type of assessment that we would have done a long time ago. And as and when the situation changes and there are new threats being identified, we then adjust our deployment. But I want to say one of the strengths of successful, secure and peaceful elections is how we deploy people according to the threat analysis that we would have done. So in all those hotspots that you're talking about, we've deployed extensively. We've invested in visibility of the police and other security support agencies. And as and when issues intensify, we also have the support of other a security cluster support services. And we as police can actually make a call to say, when do we call in, for instance, people like the army.
Okay, let's talk about how many police officers have actually been deployed to the hotspots. What are we looking at for this general election?
We normally do not talk numbers, but I want to say to you, we have sufficiently deployed. We really have done our homework.
Yeah.
And I can assure this country that based on the assessments that we've made, based on the experience and the knowledge we have to run the elections, which we've done in the past, we've done our homework, and we're sure that South Africa will have a peaceful election.
Some South Africans are fearing that these elections, there might be a little bit more violence than in previous elections, just judging from the service delivery protests and these hotspots that have really, in a way, shown a very aggressive side. What do we worry? Is there room to worry or not?
Look, as you must always be alert. As a service like us, because you know that elections are highly competitive, and what we cannot deny is the fact that the competition is stiff, it's hard, and it's intensified. And with that type of competition, some of these responses are to be expected. It's like in any terrain where competition comes, even in business, you know that when competition is tough, you know, you have to pull all the plugs and all the stops. So this is why we have actually factored in issues such as those when we assessed how we need to intervene as a security cluster.
All right. Well, they're talking to us about the elections and all the planning ahead of tomorrow's voting is the National Police Commissioner General Riah Phiyega. And just remember that you can face jail time, you can face a hefty fine if you are seen in any way disrupting or disturbing these general elections. Everybody has the right to vote, and you cannot stop anyone as an ordinary citizen from voting. And that, I think, is the message from the South African Police Service. Is that correct?
Thank you, Liam.
Pleasure. Good to have you with us. All right, let's continue to traverse the country.